Madagascar is one of the most extraordinary places on Earth, a land of really rare wildlife, ancient ecosystems, and cultures which are dependent and connected to nature. But it is also one of the most vulnerable places. Nearly 90% of its species exist nowhere else, yet forests are disappearing, driven not by choice, but by daily necessity for the people who live here. For many of Madagascar's communities, their survival depends on the very resources that we are trying to protect and that are under threat. At MCC, Madagascar Classic Collection, we really do believe that tourism can be part of the solution.
From that perspective, we really focus on what we call community-focused conservation, in which we focus as much on the plants and the animals as we do on the people living in and amongst the forest. So what we found is that there's 3 symptoms of the disease of poverty and food insecurity, and those symptoms are charcoal production, timber production, and slash and burn farming. So our goal here is to both address the underlying disease, the issue of poverty and food insecurity, but also address the symptoms at the same time.
At Mandjari River Camp, we work alongside 62 local villages to protect the spiny forest. The spiny forest, the southern spiny forest in Madagascar, is one of the most unique ecosystems on Earth. It has the highest rates of microendemicity of any known forest on Earth. So really, it's an essential ecosystem that only exists where it is and is very diverse. Together with the local villages, we've planted over 91,000 local native trees to help us restore and rebuild habitats and rebuilding the ecosystem. But conservation isn't just about trees. It's more about the people who live in that area. And we're really trying, by supporting sustainable livelihoods from climate resilient agriculture and women-led enterprises, creating income for villages and for the people, while also reducing the pressure on the forests. We've got the fuel-efficient cook stoves, which we're subsidizing to help families reduce their charcoal use, which protects forests and also improves their daily life. Our camp in Namaruka Singi Camp, our conservation there is really driven by science. Working with our research partners at Wildlife Madagascar, we support the biodiversity monitoring and species discovery in one of Madagascar's least explored and least known areas. We're literally finding new species monthly, if not more, with our scientific researchers on the ground. So here in Namaruka, protecting nature means understanding and knowing is there first. We're still trying to work out what's there on our path to protecting it. What we at MCC see is hope. It really is. It's communities planting trees, not because they're told to or paid to, but because they believe in the future that those trees represent. Landscapes beginning to recover, or at least stabilizing, and helping the local people have a better relationship between them and the environment they're in. I think everybody on Earth wants to live in an amazing environment if they're given that choice. But the levels of poverty, unfortunately, in Madagascar mean that people have to decide between their environment and their lives. And that's a pretty easy choice that anyone on Earth would make exactly the same choice. If you have to survive and you need money today, then a tree growing is better turned into charcoal, firewood, or sold as planks than it is standing there because you've got kids to feed, you've got a home, you've got to eat. And it's really helping to reduce that dependence on the environment as its nature, just as its resource rather than its actual nature and for future generations.